Hello. Three things to be aware of. Part 1. Global warming and the rise of the methane gas. Please excuse me for reading this. There's too much to memorize. You may have heard that we have a serious problem on Earth called global warming. Because of global warming, drastic changes in our climate patterns have emerged. Global warming is making our weather more extreme, especially drought, heavy rainfall and flooding. NASA scientists have developed a new climate model that indicates the most violent and severe storms may become more commonplace as Earth's climate warms. Ice caps are melting, glaciers are disappearing quickly, the sea is warming, and methane gas that has been trapped under the sea since the Pleistocene era is now releasing into the atmosphere, speeding up the global warming effect. If the ice melts, the sea warms. The methane gas releases in great volume, and we will all be gassed to death. Scientists are aware of between 2,000 and 20,000 trillion tons of methane that is trapped beneath the sea. And that is only what they know of at the moment. An apocalyptic fantasy concocted by hysterical environmentalists? Unfortunately, no. Strong geological evidence suggests something similar has happened at least twice before here on Earth. The most recent of these catastrophes occurred about 55 million years ago in what geologists call the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, or PETM, when methane burps caused rapid warming and massive die-offs, disrupting the climate for more than 100,000 years. The granddaddy of these catastrophes occurred 251 million years ago, at the end of the Permian period, when a series of methane burps came close to wiping out all life on Earth. More than 94% of the marine species present in the fossil record disappeared suddenly, as oxygen levels plummeted and life teetered on the verge of extinction. Over the ensuing 500,000 years, a few species struggled to gain a foothold in the hostile environment. It took 20 million to 30 million years for even rudimentary coral reefs to re-establish themselves and for forests to regrow. In some areas, it took more than 100 million years for ecosystems to reach their former healthy diversity. In an article on www.eurekalert.org by Kate Melville, the headline is "Pleistocene Era Methane Adds to Greenhouse Misery." She writes, a Florida State University, or FSU, scientists says that as the permafrost in northern Siberia melts because of climate change, methane frozen there since the Pleistocene era will be released into the atmosphere, further fueling the greenhouse effect. FSU's Jeff Shanton explained that methane's contribution to the greenhouse effect is more than 20 times that of carbon dioxide. Even worse, the methane now melting after 40,000 years will encourage a feedback mechanism, warming the climate and releasing even more of the methane. The study, published in the magazine Nature, paints a gloomy picture of permafrost decomposition accelerating further because of this feedback mechanism. This is not good for the quality of human life on Earth, Shanton lamented. What does NASA say? On www.voanews.com, NASA says, as the tipping points pass, there is an acceleration, potentially uncontrollable, of emissions of vast natural stores of greenhouse gases. And National Geographic, what do they say? news.nationalgeographic.com/news/206/06. The scientists warn that if permafrost continues to thaw due to global warming, the process could pump huge amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, stoking further temperature rises. The reservoir is very large and dangerous, Sergei Zimov of the Russian Academy of Sciences in Cherski said. Looking grim, right? But there is hope. As James Hansen from NASA said, we have not passed a point of no return. We can still roll things back in time, but it's going to require a quick turn in direction. In fact, in January 2008, we had 2 years to halt global warming, or pretty much cut our CO2 emissions down as a human race by 90%. That will stop the onset of mass methane releases. However, now it is June. We have 18 months only to halt that. When I say 18 months, the gas will not be released in 18 months, but rather around about 3.5 to 4 years en masse if we do not stop it now. We have 18 months and counting down. So to stop this from happening, what do we have to do? Stop eating meat and anything with animal byproducts in it. Which causes more greenhouse gas emissions, rearing cattle or driving vehicles? Surprise! According to a new report published by the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, the livestock sector generates more greenhouse gas emissions as measured in CO2 equivalent than all the transport on Earth. It is also a major source of land and water degradation. It also produces a much larger share of even more harmful greenhouse gases. It generates 65% of human-related nitrous oxide, which is 296 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. www.fao.org/newsroom. You will not find this on the mainstream media. They do not wish to cause trouble for the money barons of the world, for they are the ones who would lose if the human race were to drastically change their habits to reduce our carbon footprint on Earth. Multi-trillion-dollar industries such as the farming of animals for meat, and of course the use of fossil fuels, would suffer greatly. And they will not have that. So you will not see this, what I'm telling you now, on mainstream media. Perhaps in the near future, as we, the people, get more powerful and demand to know the truth. Anyway, if you wish to live, for your children to live, for all your loved ones to live, and your friends, etc., then go vegetarian, vegan, now, and try to use less fossil fuels. Thank you for your time, and God bless us all.